What if I told you there's a tree whose flowers you can eat, whose bark is basically a medicine cabinet, and whose name is believed to bring peace and harmony to your home? Well, today we're getting to know a truly incredible Thai tree, the Payom. So here's where we're headed. We're going to start with one gardener's simple problem, then we'll properly introduce the tree, dive into its cultural meaning and all its practical uses, see what modern science has to say about it, and wrap up with why this tree is so important to protect. All right, let's get into it. Our whole journey today actually kicks off in a pretty unexpected place. Not in the science lab, not in some ancient text, but on the popular Thai web forum, Pantip, with a simple question from a worried gardener. Yeah, someone posted this asking for help. They'd planted a Payom tree, but 2 months later, nothing. It wasn't growing, the leaves were turning yellow, no new shoots. You can just feel the frustration, right? And it's this one problem that kicks off our entire deep dive into what makes this tree so special. So to even begin to understand what might be wrong with that person's tree, we first have to understand the tree itself. So let's get a proper introduction to the star of our show. Okay, let's get the official stuff out of the way. What are we actually talking about here? Well, its scientific name is Shorea roxburghii. You might hear it called white moranti in English, and it's part of the dipternocarp family, which is, this big family of famous timber trees in Southeast Asia. And listen, this is no little shrub. The Payom is a big deal. It's a medium to large tree that can shoot up 15 to 20 meters into the sky. We're talking the height of a 5-story building. It's got this gorgeous, dark, deeply cracked bark and this really strong yellowish-brown wood that people just love. But let's be real, the flowers, they're the star of the show. The glossy green leaves are pretty, for sure, but from about December to February, this tree just explodes in these huge clusters of super fragrant, pale yellow blossoms. It's so iconic, it's actually the official flower of Kalasan province. But the story of the Payom goes so much deeper than what it looks like. It's tangled up in Thai culture and beliefs in a way that gives it a whole other layer of meaning. And here's a really cool part. The name itself is a clue. In Thai, Payom sounds a lot like words that mean to consent or to compromise. So right there in its name, this tree carries this idea of harmony, peace, and just getting along. And that idea of harmony just spills over into all these amazing traditional beliefs. Planting a Payom tree isn't just for shade. It's believed to protect your home from financial trouble and to make other people see you with kindness. There are even rules to it. You're supposed to plant it in the northwest corner of your yard, and for the absolute best results, the person planting it should be born on a Saturday. Okay, so we've covered the spiritual side. Now let's get down to brass tacks, because this tree isn't just a good luck charm. It's like a natural-born Swiss Army knife. I mean, almost every single part of it has a practical use. Check this out. The flowers, they're food and medicine. Good for your heart, helps with fevers. The bark, it can treat diarrhea. And, get this, it can even be used to preserve food naturally. The wood is a no-brainer for construction, and the resin, people used it to waterproof their boats. It's literally the whole package. But let's just talk about the food part for a second, because yes, you can actually eat the flowers. You can boil them and eat them with a spicy chili paste, or, my personal favorite idea, batter them up and deep fry them. And they're not just a gimmick. They're actually a good source of protein, fiber, and iron. And what about that wood we mentioned? Wow. This number right here says it all. According to Thailand's Royal Forest Department, Payom wood can handle a force of 1,170 kilograms per square centimeter. That is some serious strength. It's why it's so prized for everything from the pillars of a house to fine furniture. So you've got generations of people using this tree as medicine, as a preservative, all this traditional wisdom. But the big question is, does any of it actually hold up under a microscope? Well, this is where our story takes a really fascinating turn, from folklore straight into the lab. And to answer that question, we turn to our key piece of evidence, this research paper from a Thai university. A group of scientists decided to finally put those traditional claims to the test and see if the Payom tree really has the antimicrobial powers that people have been talking about for centuries. So here's what they did. It was actually pretty straightforward. They took the tree's bark, its root, and its leaves and made different kinds of extracts. Then they basically pitted these extracts against a lineup of 8 common microbes, the kinds of bacteria, yeast, and fungi that can make you sick. And the results? Whoa, they were super clear. It turns out not all parts of the tree are created equal. Not by a long shot. The real powerhouses were the extracts from the root and the bark. The stuff from the leaves didn't do a thing. It really mattered how they extracted it too. Okay, but get this. The root extract was an absolute champion. It stopped all 8 of the microbes they threw at it. Both the root and bark were amazing against Staphylococcus aureus. But here is the jaw-dropper. Against one specific type of bacteria, the Payom extracts were actually more effective than a standard antibiotic. I mean, wow. That's modern science giving a huge nod to ancient wisdom. So, we've seen its beauty, its cultural importance, its incredible usefulness, and now its proven scientific power. And all of this brings us to a final, and maybe the most crucial point. The future of this incredible tree, well, it's not a sure thing. Just listen to this. It's from our source material, and it's a real wake-up call. It says that today, the Payom tree in the wild is heading towards extinction because of deforestation and illegal logging. The very tree that gives us so much is itself in danger. When you put it all together, you realize the Payom isn't just another tree in the forest. It's a piece of culture. It's a natural pharmacy with real, scientifically backed potential, and it's a source of food and building materials. Its value is just woven into the land and its people. And that's really what it all comes back to, isn't it? We started this journey with one person worried about their one little plant, and we ended up uncovering this huge story of culture, science, and survival. It really makes you stop and think, just how much can one single tree mean to us?